Sorry, my mic wasn't. That wants to come in and talk to us really quick about something important. Let me bring on Miss Black America Plus with an announcement. One moment. Hey T,
Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone? Happy
everyone is
Tuesday.
good.
Yeah,
Happy Tuesday.
and all of that and all of that. So, yeah, I'm here at Miss Gay
Yes.
US of A large registration. We have, I believe, 12 contestants. So, we'll see you here tomorrow, Trinity. No, or Thursday.
Thursday. Hmm.
Thursday. Yes. So, again, always thank you guys for having me. I look forward to another in-depth interview before I give up this amazing journey of Black America Plus. But yes, every chance that I can, to everyone that's hearing your voice, my voice, and every other voice, local elections, the midterms, we've got to do our part. Every day we wake up, it is something going on. It's like every day there is literally, it's like the Twilight Zone. And my thing to the people that don't think that it matters, if it did not matter, they wouldn't be trying to cheat now in order for next year. Um, People think that the vote doesn't matter. It does matter. We know that the previous election, the presidential election, we know it was stolen. That's not even up for debate. But the only thing that I can say and understand that there's a target on our entire community, there's a target on our back. If we want to enjoy the freedoms that we are enjoying, especially trans women, they're trying to eradicate us, erase us completely. They're trying to separate the T from the LGB. Nancy Mace, who's running for governor in my state alone, has a complete target upon us. I'm waiting to find out where her town hall is so that I can really get her completely together. And if you have any questions about who Nancy Mace is, she is I think she's a congressman that got into it with Jasmine Crockett when she thought Jasmine called her a child and invited her outside. She said they can talk about it outside. No, you invited her to fight. But I think she thinks that her white privilege it gives her some sort of escape. Accountability is key. Our lives are at stake. I can't say this enough, and I do believe that our younger generations that are younger than me, I'm 54 years old. They live in privilege. Our youth lives in privilege because we were fighting, because there was somebody that kicked the door off so that I could run, and I'm running so that the babies could walk. Um, I don't think that our community understands that we really are a powerful bunch. And at this point, it's not about gay, straight, bi, tri. Our democracy is at stake. If we don't want a dictatorship, we're not living as fascists. We do not want a king. We simply must vote. You don't have to march. You don't have to protest. Your vote is to protest. Make sure that your voter registration is up to date. Check in with your local office. I know that one of the people that I'm partnering with, they're going to come to our club and set up a table to make sure that that the registrations are up to par, because they're even trying to do something. I forgot what they're trying to do with that, but they're trying to cheat on every level. And we simply cannot allow this to happen, or we're not going to be having no pageants. We ain't going to be having no shows. We ain't going to be having no balls. We gonna be sequestered to the house. And I'm sorry, I'm not going back. To the trans community, especially, make sure that you are licensed to carry. Make sure that you are protected at all costs, be it mace, taser, um, firearm, whatever it takes. Make sure that you are protected. Pay attention to your surroundings. Um, be in safe spaces. It's just that serious. I never thought that it would be. And I'll even admit I live in privilege. There are a lot of us as trans women, the older ladies, we live in privilege because the ladies before us created a path for us. And so I'm trying to make sure that I leave it better than I found it. And I want to make sure it's okay for the babies coming behind me. I've got more years behind me than I've got ahead of me. And because of that, it is imperative that I do my part. Even if I wasn't Black America Plus, yeah, I would still be doing my part. It just so happens that all runs together. I volunteer for my LGBTQ youth that are in group homes for being thrown out for being gay and trans. I do that twice a month. Um, I stand before City Hall, the mayors, the congressmen. I'm passing out literature. We just had a thing, Meet the Candidates. I printed it off, printed about 150 flyers. I was tagged in it, and outside the club and at our gay pride, I'm handing out flyers. It's that serious, and I need everyone to understand. You get it, Trinity. You're from Alabama. I'm from South Carolina. R.J. Mays, I think they finna give him 20 years. Pled guilty to child pornography, but you keep coming at the gay and the trans. We don't even mess with your kids. Now we just had a situation. I saw somewhere the bus driver was being charged with sexual assault or counts having sex with underage young men. Those are very isolated incidents. But all last week, 4 different times in the week, middle-aged white men are still committing most of the sex crimes. Yet they always point the finger at us. Understand that that we only represent 1% of the population, so it's easy to attack a marginalized group of people, and we are that. Black, brown, gay, trans, we're a marginalized group. This is the time to put your differences aside. Fight later, just like family. You don't always like your family, but they're your family. Right now, unity is going to be the key. Uniting, mobilizing, be aware of your surroundings, resist any type of foolishness, protect yourself at all costs, know the laws in your state. It's fight or flight. This is where we're at. And I thank you again for having me. The sense of urgency is beyond anything I could have imagined. Normally, I'm really, really mad and angry as hell because I can't believe they keep messing with us. My thing is, leave us alone. We're not even bothering you. We ain't even checking for y'all. Leave us alone. Just leave us alone. But if we're going to exist peacefully, if we're going to be in any space that we want to be in, we got to show up and do what we got to do. So everywhere that your local elections are coming up, I know our mayoral races, our city councilmen, those are up for grabs. And our mayor voted to repeal the gay conversion therapy ban. I wasn't able to be there because I'm here in Texas. My argument to him is, you listen to medical professionals, they told you it didn't work. You listen to people that went through it that said it didn't work. It's shock therapy. So you voted to repeal it. Why should we vote for you? Because you're clearly not in the interest of my community. And when I think back about how smug he was every time I played it on behalf of the ones coming behind me, gay conversion therapy would not affect me. I could be very much, oh, this ain't got nothing to do with me, but it does. I'm still a part of this community. And as an elder, I have to do my part. A lot of people say, well, it don't affect me. You might have that little niece or little brother or little sister or cousin that it will affect.
Yeah.
Just do your part. That's it.
Well, thank you for doing your part, coming on in the middle of your vacation/work, and always
This
willing
ain't
to.
even vacation. I'm working like a Hebrew slave. When I tell you,
Okay.
yeah, working. I'm about to start selling fragrances as my side hustle. So I was at the wholesale districts getting fragrances, shipping all that home. I've been stoning costumes and gowns for this week. I get back to South Carolina. It's Charleston Pride. I'm there all weekend. It's just nonstop, but I'm blessed and I'm thankful. And yeah.
Well,
So I'll
thank
see
you
you
for
Thursday.
stopping
Safe
by. I will
travel.
see you Thursday. And
Absolutely.
we'll
Absolutely.
chat. We'll chat. Okay.
I
Thank you
love you.
again.
Thank you.
Love you
Bye,
too.
guys.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, guys, you heard it there from one of our elders in the community. Make sure you are getting out and you are voting. It's a lot going on in our country. A lot of people feel as though it may not be affecting them. But like she said, on down the road, we never know what's going to happen. So I wanted to bring her on before she got involved in all the things. And of course, before we bring on our special guest. But before we do that, we do have a couple of announcements. Like she said, this week, Thursday is Miss Gay USA at Large, honoring Loretta Mack. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas. So make sure that you are, if you're in the area, you want to travel. I think they have 12 contestants. Make sure that you are in that city supporting the girls and the gals and all of that. And then the Monday after Black Universe will be the lip sync battle with Flame Monroe. It will be at Lips. So they have 4 males and they have 3 females. The flyer just dropped for the females. We did announce the males last week. So this week we have the girls, which would be Kamaya, L'Oreal Times, Amaya Glamazon, and Deasia Blush Casadon. So if you are in the city still, right before the Monday night show, come over to Lips at 5 and wear your green. You don't have to wear green. She's not going to kick you out, but it is a green party. So you kind of want to be in theme, right? And then on December the 8th, and I also will be performing at the Green Party. But December the 8th, we have Stasha's Celebration, a Night of Giving. As you can see, it's an array of entertainers that are going to be there, including myself. So if you are in Atlanta that week, come out and support Stasha and her 10th year anniversary for that. And we do have a Renaissance coming up in November. You can reach out to Randall, Dernisha, Al, Bianca, and or Kane. I am a former Miss Renaissance Opulence. Our guest is a former Miss Renaissance Plus, so we can talk to her about that when she comes on. And so, yeah, that's that. And then, of course, you can just look at my promo because I like it. And then you can look at it in cartoon character. But no, again, thank you guys for always tuning in. This is number 60. I think it's number 60. It might be a little bit. She might be more than 60, but I have to go back and count. But we have 40 more. And then the dynamic duo is retiring out. We will be, by the time we get into the 40th one, the 100th one, we will have been doing this for well over 2 years. And it's just time to move on to other things. So yeah, we're going to start counting that down. So tonight is 60. Even if it's not 60, we're just going to start at 60. But we'll start with our final 40. On next week, we will start having some double headers, which will start on Monday. And then we'll have another on Tuesday. So yeah, that's just how that is going with the Let's Chat with Wendell and Trinity Black show. So make sure you are sharing this live. I really, really am excited about tonight's guest. So again, we started this during our Raina's Renaissance. And we wanted to give the opportunity for our icons and legends to come on and tell their stories, however they want to tell their stories from their own mouth, transparency, open, honesty, and what have you. It's not to get messed or to get tea. However, if it comes out, it comes out. But we wanted to give them the opportunity to connect with generations. Our guest tonight is a history maker, and I definitely will give her the opportunity to talk about that. And so many people, generations in mine as well as behind, did not know the history that she made. And so it's imperative that we know who came before us, who laid foundations, who opened doors, so that girls like myself can go to those places with ease, in a sense, and be able to stand on her shoulders, because she was a history maker at one of our I guess you could say most prestigious pageants. Other than that, guys, there's no announcements really. Again, US of A is Thursday. It started today with interview and registration. I think they have a review show tomorrow with all of the formers, and they did invite some of the national title holders. Of course, I can't go due to work, but I will be there Thursday representing the peoples. And then this Sunday is in St. Louis, it's Cosmopolitan. I'm not really sure if I'm going, but if you are able to be in St. Louis, please go out and support Leo as well as Essence as they relinquish their title. And of course, T.I., she is the reigning Cosmopolitan Elegance. And I think that's pretty much it as far as announcements is concerned. Listen, I don't want to hold our guests because I want to dig and chat and hear her story. I loved how she coined it unsung, and I want to get deeper with that and why she chose that as the mantra. But again, guys, share the live. Comment. If you have any questions that you don't want to ask publicly, you can always inbox me. I'm ready for that. But she's been waiting. Listen, we love we love when a guest. So those of you that are on, if you ever get the invitation or you want to come, if you don't know how to work StreamYard, I have no problem with you calling me and asking me how to do it. Our guests let me know. I'm not the best computer. She called and we got it together and we had a great conversation afterward. And honey, when I logged in at 6:45, she was logged in. We love the prompt and pretty lady. So without further ado, she is the legendary Erica Renee Christian. Listen, you see I got my red lip on.
I see that, sis, and I'm loving it. Thank you,
I gotta put on a red lip for my big sis, honey. She's not gonna be the other one up here looking like blood.
Absolutely, absolutely. How are you?
So first of all, how are you? How was your day?
I'm very blessed. Today was an amazing day because it started out, I woke up and I was able to get out the bed and have full mobility in my body and not sick. So that's a blessing right there. So it's been amazing.
Okay, well, let me start off by saying thank you for giving us this opportunity to talk to you. I know I asked you a while. We was trying to juggle in. I didn't want you. I hope you didn't ever think I had forgot. Definitely not. But
Yes, I did.
we had to get you in. You thought I had forgot. We had to get you in because it's you'll be surprised who has to come change and stuff like that. So thank you for that. I know that you talked about your open transparency, your open truth, and your story. So we look forward to that. But I want to ask you this first, some icebreaker questions, if I can. Um,
Yes, let's go. I'm ready.
Yesterday, the world celebrated National Plus Size Appreciation Day. What does that mean to you? Being a beautiful plus size woman, what do you think that means?
Well, I always wondered why is it, they search through things and they say, oh, there are some plus beautiful women out there. Let's appreciate them. We've been walking around here for years. Our ancestors and fathers been walking around here for years. And so it kind of boggles me when they have these appreciation days.
Mhm.
We should be appreciated always, like everyone else is. And
Right.
so that's how I feel about that.
Okay, gotcha. I like that. I like that. Oftentimes when I'm reading your post, you'll always putting in nuggets, and I'm sure you'll give us plenty tonight, along with the one at the end. But something you always post at a lot of times at the bottom is, or at the closing of your post is, uh, peacefully beautiful.
My piece is beautiful.
My piece is beautiful. Excuse me. What does that mean to you in this time in your life?
So in this time in my life, sis, because I have had so many challenges in my life and have gone through so much,
Mhm.
uh, I didn't know whether I was going or coming. And I decided, when things were going right for me, and that was for me to start knowing about myself and loving me and appreciating me and knowing that I'm amazing and knowing that I'm unique and knowing that I'm important and I belong here. And so after that, I figured that I needed to be happy and acknowledging that and knowing that. And so that's why I always say my peace is beautiful. Before I started, always said chasing my peace
Okay.
because I'm all about my happiness now
Mhm.
because there's so much in this world that's going on. There's, I am hated in a world just because of the color of my skin.
Mhm.
And that's very unfortunate. My people, my ancestors were hated because of the color of their skin. And so I'm not accepting that anymore. I'm not
Mhm.
having it anymore. So it's all about my peace, how I live my life to the fullest and the way I want to now. I don't go by what would someone think. Uh, does society accepts this? Who in the hell is society and what gives them the right to decide on what's good for me and what's the best for me? So I choose the narrative. I take control of the narrative, and that's what I do. That's what I mean by chasing my peace. And my peace is beautiful because every day I wake up and I work diligently to make a difference in this world. That's my peace.
Gotcha. Okay. That is beautiful. And before we talk about, we get into the random questions that we ask, how does it feel to know or to hear that you are several legends and icons, legend and icon? What does that do to you to know that when we ask the question, who do you look up to? Or we ask, who is on your Mount Rushmore, which we will ask you at the end. Your name comes up as the lip sync assassin, as a true entertainer, as a history maker. Today, October the 7th, 2025, how does that make you feel knowing or hearing that?
Um, I'm humbled by it. I
Mhm.
appreciate it now. I wish I could have got it years ago. I've been in the business now for like 45 years, since 1987,
Mhm.
and when I was 17.
Mhm.
And so I wish I would have gotten those accolades then. But I don't know. Sometimes I was a little deterred by it. I was a little upset by it, but maybe it wasn't the time yet. I don't know. But
Right.
being a young entertainer, wished I would have gotten those accolades then, and it would have helped with the ways I was trying to make a difference, the
Okay.
way we were treated, the way we were looked at,
Mhm.
and all of those things.
Okay. So we'll dig into that a little deeper when we get into the
Yes.
entertainment value. But take us back. Start from the beginning. Who is Erica prior to being Erica? Talk about your life growing up, where you're from, the things that you did as a child, adolescence, teen, before you became this icon that we know.
Absolutely. And I don't want this to be a woe is me moment
No.
or, oh, that sad story, but it's just the reality of my
Tell
life.
your story,
Uh,
your unsung story.
I was born April 14th, 1966, 55th and Drexel in Chicago. I was born to parents, Pamela Avant, nicknamed Nikki, and Eugene Avant, my father. They were young parents, irresponsible parents. I was born into, at 3 years old, my parents, I ended up in the DCFS, which was foster care. Um, and I ended up that way through group homes at that time in the 60s to, as I got a little bit older, foster homes. Um, and then at that time, I was sent from foster home to foster home. And back then, in those days, uh, foster homes, foster parents really just had children in their house to receive the checks from the government. And so that wasn't my childhood. I didn't have a good childhood. It wasn't the best. I was abused, sexually abused. I was beaten until I ran away at 16. I ran away at 16 from my last foster home, from being sexually abused, not only from the teens in the house, but also by the parent and the other adults in the home, whether it be uncles or whatever. And I decided then that I had enough and I ran away and I became homeless in the streets. And so I was homeless for a few years. I was homeless for about 3.5 years. And back then, there was no services for people of color on the south side of Chicago. All the services were on the north side for the white folks. And so I literally had to sleep on the viaducts. I literally had to sleep on the red line train and the green line. And all my Chicago people know the green line, once they went to 63rd Street, the train would stop right there and I would sleep on the train. And I had to do some things with the conductor in order to sleep on the train. So it was all of those things going on. I literally had to dumpster dive. And what dumpster dive is when markets after 12 p.m., they would throw the food in the dumpsters, and then you were allowed to go in the dumpsters and get the food and do that. Also, during my time being homeless, I was raised by the streets. So I never experienced being loved by a family. I was never, they say those children at a young age, those are their impressionable years that the family raises them and teaches them things and things are embedded in them and things like that. I didn't get that because I went through different foster homes and strangers that I didn't know. So the streets was my way of learning life. And I always tell my members today, because I'm a housing manager, but I tell my members today, I'm an open book so they can relate to me and understand what I went through. And so I always tell them, my story will always trump yours. You can't tell me nothing that's going to pop my wig or make me be embarrassed by you or anything like that, because I had to do everything, whatever it takes to survive. And I have done everything to survive on the streets except sell drugs or do drugs. And the only reason I didn't do drugs because a good girlfriend of mine's OD'd in the bathroom at Club Laray's, and it scared the shit out of me. And so that was the only thing. But I've sold it, I've given it up, I've done stunts, I've stolen for clothes and food and everything for that to survive. And so I've always been asked, do I regret it? Absolutely not. I had to do to survive. I had to do what I had to do to survive. But what I do regret is that back in the days when I was doing stunts, I did pay for names, information, identities, and I regret that now that I think about it, and well, not just now, but before then, that those people's lives were ruined because I did what I did, and uh, it hit me when my identity was stolen, and the things that I went through to get my identity back and back in order, and so that made me realize the harm and the hurt that I did to those individuals, and that I apologize for, and that I wish I would have never done that. But during that time, no excuse.
Right.
During that time, that's what I thought I needed to do to survive.
When you were in those homes and you were being abused, did you feel like, oh, it's just normal? This is what happened, so I have to just endure it?
I felt that it was normal, and I endured it because I didn't know that I had other choices or
Gotcha.
anywhere else to go, and I didn't. This is the 60s and the 70s, the late
Right.
60s and the 70s, and I'm a Black child, and I don't understand what's going on. My parents gave me up at 3. It's 5 of us, but my parents gave me up at 3, and I've been in that system ever since. And so uh, it was just the norm to me. And as I got older, I think I had had enough, and I couldn't take it anymore. And so even then, I didn't know what I was going to do because I didn't know anything, but I knew I wanted to come out this horror story. And
Right.
so that's what I did.
Do you happen to know why you were the one child that was given up? Did you ever get that answer?
So I didn't. So here's the thing. So like my brother, because I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters. I was the baby. Uh, my brother Kirkland, the oldest one, he found me on, believe it or not, we got back connected on Facebook because one thing I will say, Mickey has some good genes, and you could not deny us. And so at that time, Kirkland and Brenda and all of them went to family members in Ohio because my mother was born in Detroit.
Okay.
Mickey was from Detroit. She's Cherokee Indian. She was born in Detroit, and she just lived a lifestyle where my mother was a player. She was a player. She
Right.
was beautiful. I look exactly like her. I put pictures on there for her birthday. She was amazing. She was beautiful. She was a player, and she did what she did to do what she wanted to do. And it involved heavy drinking to where I finally did forgive her because out of all these years, when I became Miss Continental Plus, during that time in '92, I ended up taking care of her out of all those years, because she had brain cancer, and I ended up taking care of her and cirrhosis of the liver. And so I ended up taking care of her until she passed. So I
So
forgave
let
her.
me ask you this about that. You were given up by your mom. You went through all of this that you had to deal with. And then you had to turn around and take care of her. How did you feel in that moment? Or in those years that you had to take care of her?
I think during those years, I hated her. I didn't understand. Um, why would you bring me into this world and have me go through this by myself and not understand what's going on? And I don't know. When the time came for me to take care of her, I don't know what happened. It must have been God. I just said, "That's my mother, and I got to take care of her," and I did, and I forgave her then. And she never knew. I never made her feel that she did me any wrong. It was just like I got you, Ma. We'll make this happen together, and I'll take care
Yeah.
of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh. Ooh. Was that hard on you to actually do, or did you just, was it easy because it was your mom and you might have long wanted that relationship?
It was kind of like it was it was it was hard because this was a woman I never met before in my life. And, she's getting to the times when she's about to, leave this world. And I'm the one, here I am, I'm the one that's going to be taking care of you. And you threw me, in my mind, you had threw me away. And here I am, full circle. Now I'm taking care of you. And so I think out of that forgiveness, that is the real forgiveness that I can honestly say that I had no grudges and no judgment to her. It was just
Gotcha.
that I just wanted to be there for her.
Mhm.
I don't know why,
Aside
but I just loved her.
aside from her looks, what is one thing that you noticed when she came back into your life that you did like her, or you resembled her in, or you may have stood like her or spoke like her? Is there anything that you can remember?
I got her genes. 100% got her genes. Because she was a hot mess.
Okay.
And but she was clever. She was smart. And she got what she needed. And she didn't get taken advantage of. And I love that about her. And I saw a lot of those traits in me from her, and her confidence. I know I got that from her. I don't just have her looks and her freckles and her hazel green eyes and things like that, but I got her. I also got her survival skills.
Okay.
I did get her survival skills.
Okay. What is so in the midst of all of that, when you ran away, what was schooling anywhere in there? Were you going to
Oh yeah.
school? Okay. Okay.
Yes, I got my education. You have to realize back in the days, I was in a foster care, and back in the days, in the late 60s and 70s, Chicago public school teachers, they striked every week. Every other week it was a strike. And so DCFS sent me to, believe it or not, they sent me to a Catholic boarding school, St. Elizabeth's in
Mhm.
Southfield, Michigan.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then I went from there. I was in St. Elizabeth's boarding school for Southfield, Michigan, until I got into until I got into high school, and then they sent me to. I went to a group home in Detroit, and I went to Northern High School where I
Okay.
graduated in 1984.
Okay. Gotcha. What is, I know that you said the streets raised you, but what is, but that can be good, because what is one of the lessons you learned on the streets that you still apply to your life to today?
Oh, this world do not give a fuck about you. Does not care. It is not their responsibility to care. It's not their responsibility to take care of you. And you are out here on your own. And if you think anybody is supposed to care, you're going to be sadly mistaken. My one nugget, how I live my life:
Mhm.
no expectations, no disappointments. That means I always have control of the situation. I don't expect nobody to care. I don't expect nobody to worry for me. I don't expect nobody to love me. And because of that, I don't set myself up for the false narratives or the disappointments. So, no expectations, no disappointments, and you'll
Gosh,
be okay.
wow, that is a good one. That is very good. So, at what time did you realize, I don't like girls. I am one. When did that come about?
I've always been a woman. I've always been a girl. So
Mhm.
I can't speak on that. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
okay,
I can't speak on that.
okay, okay.
Uh, uh, that's just the way. Now, let me be very clear.
Mhm,
I appreciate and I think the Black woman is the most beautiful woman ever created.
mhm.
And I love uh, my Black men, of course. But yeah, that's what I have to say on that.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. All right. So, when did the Erica Renee Christian come about? Talk to us about that.
So Erica came about many years ago when I was at back when I ended up back home in Chicago on the streets, and I found out about this club called Club Laray's. It was an amazing black club, uh, black owned, open 7 days a week, always jam packed. And I tried to sneak in there. And the guy at the door, I can't remember his name, but he was so fine. And because I was always tall and statuesque, uh, he let me in after I blinked these eyes on him. And I went into Club Luray and just lost my mind. I'd never been around so many beautiful black people, black uh, women, black men. It just blew my mind because I didn't know that existed. And so that was my first beginnings. And then I heard about after a couple of times, and they played house music, and I'm a house head. And so I fell in love with that. They started having a talent show. And during this whole interview, I will be speaking their names of individuals who I know that are icons, whether they're still here or not.
Right.
And Tasha Thomas, I speak your name. Tasha Thomas was the host of a talent show, and I was there, and I saw these entertainers performing, and I was blown away. And I knew I had to be a part of that. And at that time, I was homeless, and the prize was $100. And I'm like, well, I need to try to do this and see how I could do this. And my first number I ever did was I laugh now because I had made my own outfit. I made this blue lame blouse with the big old shoulder pads and these black pants. And they were black. Oh God, what was that fabric that the girls always did for pageants at that time? But anyway, and it had the little watermarks in it. But anyway, and I did, that was my first number, and I did I can't catch no man hanging out at the discotheque, and I believe in the boogie. Yes, that was my first number.
Okay.
I didn't win because I was nervous as hell. I didn't win, but I performed and made some money, and I don't know what it was. Tasha Thomas she was she was our first comedian. She was our first cut up. She would read the boots off of you, but you can tell if she really liked you and cared about you. And her first words was to me like, baby, get out the business. You ain't gonna never make it. And it was so ironic, but then she turned around and said, "Yo, we got another show coming up, and I want you to come and do that." And so that's how it happened. And so yeah, I started out, and I didn't have I didn't know you. She was like, "You got to get you a stage name and stuff like that." And I was like, "What? What? I don't understand. What is that?" And a song back in the days, and I knew because I wore makeup and stuff like that, and I used to look in the mirror and I said, "Ooh." And then the song came on, Illusion. Ooh,
Okay.
ooh, 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 ah. And so that became my name, Illusion. That was my first name, Illusion. And so that's how it started.
So how long were you Illusion before you transitioned to Erica?
I was Illusion for a few years. So we started doing contests at Laray's, and then I realized I started seeing people do characters. Aja, a icon, I speak your name. Aja was the Grace Jones that was like, I still say she's the best Grace Jones in the business. And it blew me away. And so uh, I was like, oh, so you got to have a character because she would make so much money and she would get on a bar and throw drinks at people and pour drinks on people and pour drinks on herself. And they loved it and went crazy. I was like, these people are crazy, but I'm living and they're living. And it was just crazy. And so that's how it came up into fruition. And so I met Aja, and Aja was like, you look like Phyllis Hyman. And I was like, you think so? I knew of Phyllis Hyman. I heard some of her songs, and she was like, "Yeah, you look like Phyllis Hyman." Mind you, at that time, now I'm 18.
Okay.
And she said, "Yeah, let's do some Phyllis Hyman." And she got me learning "Living All Alone." That was my first song I did, was "Living All Alone" by Phyllis Hyman. And she did my makeup. And at that time, uh, back then, hello, back then, your girl was right. Had that tight, light, young skin, and I had long black hair. And I used to pass as Puerto Rican. Don't play with me, baby, because I would put the red lip on and the black eyeliner and had the long black hair because Nikki gave me long black hair,
Right.
and I would pass, that way. And so Aja had painted me and did my hair, and baby, I walked on stage and did "Living All Alone," and them children went crazy. And I didn't even know it. Them children went crazy. And I won and everything. It got tipped down. And so it started out that way. And we started doing contests. And then um, after a while, uh, another icon, Sylvia Ross, "I Speak Your Name." That was my teacher. That's who I looked up to because I would be gazed at her artistry, her lip sync. She was an assassin. She would do a gospel number and she wasn't the prettiest girl, but it didn't matter. She caught your attention and you went crazy for her. And that's how I knew I had to mimic and learn. And that's how it all started. And we started out, Larray, he was a great man, a great bar owner, but he was good to his girls at the bar. He respected us, he loved us, he protected us, and he stopped the contest and made it a show.
Oh.
And he paid back in those days in 1987. I hadn't even had a name for myself, and I was getting paid $50 a show. That was back then. And so pay attention, girls, and y'all still getting $50 now in 2025. Let that go. But back then, that's what it was. And so he made a showcast, and so it started me. That was my character, and so I had to learn it. And at that time, Aja was doing my makeup and stuff, and she was doing Grace Jones and stuff like that. And it was getting kind of challenging for her to do me and then do herself and stuff like that. Moving forward, we went to the Batons. And Aja was performing there at the Batons, and I was introduced a makeup icon. "I Speak Your Name," Kim Cleveland, better known as Miss China Doll. She painted my face, and that was it. That was it. I was stuck. I was stuck on her like a drug. And "I Speak Your Name" again, China Doll, because China Doll is the makeup artist and she is the best makeup artist and dresser ever. And she is the one that has gotten plenty of continental queens and plus queens under her belt. If she touched you, you won. And so she went through my whole journey through that.
Okay. So
And
when
so she
did
was in my face.
when did you say I'm going to be Erica Renee Christian? At
So
what time?
Erica Renee Christian didn't happen. At that time, uh, Asha had did it was Leslie Regine, icon. "I Speak Your Name," my Black sister. She was the host at the Batons back then, and Asha had ran for her Miss Illinois Continental pageant and had won, and that's how I met Leslie Regine. They all found out about me doing Phyllis Hyman and at Larray's, and they would come and see me there at Larray's and perform. And the year Aja won Continental, I don't know what it was. She said, "Erica, this is something you should look into. This is going to be you." And back then, in those days, sisters didn't compete against each other. We helped if one was running, we stuck behind her and supported her. When she won, they all came and supported each other so we can win at our Pacific times. And so when she won Illinois Continental and gave it up, she did me. she worked with me and she said, you should run. I said, I'm not running for that pageant. I said, those are all small girls and they all small white girls. I'm not doing that pageant. They're not going to pay me no attention. And we're going to keep it real. Side note, Chicago, Illinois is still one of the most racist cities in the world. And even back then when we were entertaining, it was very racist. And please don't challenge me because I experienced it. Yes, it was. And so at that time, Black girls, unless you juck and jive and did flips and roll around the stage, that's all you were good for. But you wasn't good enough to be a title holder or win a crown or be elegant and prestige. And they didn't see us that way. And so I just said, no, Erica, you should do it. I think you got it. And so at that time, I still wasn't Erica. I was Illusion. And I ran against the following years. They doubted me when I showed up at presentation at registration. This big girl coming through here, who she thinks she is. We about to light her up and send her back home packing. And I went against some heavy hitters. And I ended up winning the pageant. I won Miss Illinois Continental. That was my first pageant that I ever won. I take that back. Miss Chevy LeRae was my first pageant. But after that, Miss Continental was my first pageant because it was such a prestigious pageant, and that's all we knew of in Illinois and Chicago, ever heard of. And I did that. And that was my first time experiencing Continental. Plus hadn't started yet. It was Continental. And I ran for that. And at that time, they said, Leslie told me, she said, girl, you need a professional name. They're not going to accept no Illusion. And so that's when I came up with Erica. And at that time, I had came up with Erica Stevens.
Okay.
I was Erica Stevens. And so as time went on, during the pageants and stuff like that, after Continental Plus, believe it or not, I used to like Alfred Hitchcock. What was that show back in those days? Alfred Hitchcock, that series that used to come on TV, The Twilight Zone.
Okay.
The Twilight Zone. And I was watching that, fell asleep, had a dream, and the guy on the airplane, the stewardess was calling him Mr. Christian. And then that's how I came up with Erica Christian.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
and yeah, believe it or not. Yes.
Okay.
Am I talking too much? Because if I am, I'm sorry.
No, not at all. No, never. In the midst of all of that, who would you pinpoint or who would you say was your mother, or did you have one when you were doing all of this, when you were coming out? And
Yeah, I didn't have a mother at that time. At that time, because, and the reason I guess I didn't have a mother at that time is because most of my sisters and stuff were still performing at LeRae's, because I don't know what happened to get me to be able to cross over and be at the batons or get on that stage and stuff like that, because that didn't happen for us Black girls.
right.
The only, at that time, it just wasn't happening. And so there was no mothers for me to look up to or have that.
Let's understand. Yeah. So we'll pause on Erica Renee Christian and let's get to know Erica Avant a little bit.
Yes.
Questions about your life, and we'll go from there. What is Erica's favorite color?
My favorite color is red.
Red. Is there a specific what? Clearly. Clearly because of the lips.
Blood red.
Blood red. Okay, got you.
The Valentino red, to be exact.
Oh, okay. That's a little
Valentino red.
That's the sexy red.
Oh my God, the most stunning red ever.
Yes. I know that you are peace and happiness, but what makes Erica pissed off? What's your biggest pet peeve?
I think what my biggest pet peeve is bullshit.
Okay.
I don't like bullshit told to me, and I don't like the fact that my people and me, myself, my Black people, and including me,
Mm.
we're not equal in this world
Mhm.
with everyone else. And that pisses me off.
Mhm.
I believe that we live in which is supposed to be the richest country in the world, and yet and still we have so much hatred against us. We have so much homelessness. We have so much hunger. And we could turn around at the same country that will send billions and trillions of dollars to another country
Mhm.
and help them solve their issues.
Mhm.
And no one is solving these issues here in the country where we live.
Mhm.
That bothers me. And I think yeah, I don't want to get so deep into it just yet because I know we got a ways to go and you're going
Yeah,
to ask me more
yeah,
questions. But
that's
yeah,
so.
that's what pisses me off. And also, it pisses me off when someone tells me, you can't do that.
Mm. Mm. Mhm.
What gives you the authority to tell me I can't do it?
Right, right.
You don't know me. You don't know my abilities. And so that pisses me off and it makes me strive even harder.
Okay. What are three things that you just absolutely love about yourself?
I love my confidence.
Mhm.
Um, I love my relationship with God that I have now because God was protecting me and covering me with his love, even back in the days when I didn't know it. And he pulled me through all of this. And so I love that I have the relationship with him. And I love the fact that when I pray to him every day and every morning when I get up, when my feet touch the ground from the bed, and I tell him, I'm grateful that you bless me to have you and Jesus to believe in. And so I appreciate that. And number three, I love my independence.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Aside from April 14th, what is your favorite holiday to celebrate?
I would have to say um, 1865, Juneteenth,
Juneteenth. Yes.
because
Okay.
these other holidays are the holidays that the white people created,
Mhm.
and that's all we knew of.
Mhm.
And Juneteenth is it hadn't always been uh, that special to me until I started learning more about it and understanding my heritage.
Mhm.
And now it's very important to me. So Juneteenth is my favorite of all favorite holidays.
Okay.
It's my everything.
You're in Chicago, so I know you get a different variety of seasons. So, which is your favorite of all the four seasons?
Summer.
Summer. Okay.
Chicago has, I'm born and raised here. We have 9 months of winter and 3 months of the most amazing summers. I
Okay.
despise winter. I've always have, and as I'm getting older, it's even worse. But I'm a homeowner now, and for the
Mhm.
next 20 years, this is what I'm paying on, and so I will be right here.
Right.
But yeah, the Chicago has the best 3 months of summer.
Okay. Okay. Got well, that makes sense. Your favorite food to eat?
I make a mean smothered pork chop and
Oof.
baked smothered pork chops and baked macaroni and cheese.
You had posted a picture not too long ago. You had a spread, baby. So, do you
Erica's
like to
love
cook?
kitchen.
Do you like to
You know
cook?
what? I love to cook, and I from the days of me being homeless and hungry, I learned to cook, and I love to cook, and I always cook more than I just always cook more than enough because I've been there and didn't have nothing to eat. So I love cooking for others.
Mm. Mm.
And so that's what I do with my members at work. I have Erica's Love Kitchen that I cook every last Wednesday of the month.
Okay.
And I cook for my members who are members who have been affected by domestic violence and homelessness. in my community. And so that is important to me because I cook with love, and I know that could probably be their only meal of the day. And so I want it to be made with love, and I cook with abundance because I want you to be able to spend time here, feel the love, eat, and I want to be enough food for you to take home with you, because that you probably don't have any food at home. I don't know, but
Right.
here you are, and so that's why I do it.
Right. If you could live in or relive in any decade, which would it be?
You know, that's hard to say because our Black people never got the upper foot.
In
So,
any
and
of them.
I watched interviews where people said they want to live in this.
Uh,
I don't want to live in none of them because it was a hot ass mess back then until today in
Right.
2025. We
Okay.
are still struggling and trying to survive. So there is no better decades yet.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you think you would have been a Martin or a Malcolm?
Um, when I think about it, back in those days, I was most definitely a follower of Martin,
Okay.
Dr. Martin Luther King, but and I still loved Malcolm but I thought he was like, oh, he is a militant.
Yeah.
But now I understand now, and here we are in 2025. I'm a Malcolm.
Okay.
I'm a
You
Malcolm.
definitely give me Malcolm. Like you like
I'm a
listen,
Malcolm.
Debbie.
Yes.
We talked about three things that you love about yourself, but what are three things you know you could work on about yourself?
Excuse me, I'm just having a little
No,
wine.
go ahead. Absolutely.
I think the three things, the number one thing I can always work on about myself is because I'm never going to be perfect. Only God is perfect. I'm going to always make mistakes. I'm going to always make the sometimes the wrong decision. What I work on is trying to understand and accept who I am and the way I live my life, and try to make better decisions
Okay.
as I travel. That's one of the things. The other thing I don't like that I can improve about myself. I don't have a filter,
Mhm.
and I think that's because I was raised by the streets, and at that time I didn't get the kindness and the humbling words and the politically correct words and all of those things. I got the harsh reality words. And so I still use those to today, but I try to now. I don't want to change it or get rid of it because that's the reality of it. And with my members that I work with, I give them the tough love, and I tell them like it is, butt naked in the raw. But I make sure now that I support them as I give them that stern conversation. I try to work on that and not be so raw with it.
Mhm.
I don't know if that makes sense. I still want to be raw, but I want that smooth a couple of the edges out.
Right.
And the third thing that I would like to work on about myself is I would like to stop being so vulnerable when it comes to people. I'm the type of person because I never again, don't feel sorry for me. This is just I'm just speaking. I've never had the opportunity. Here I am, and next year I'll be 60 years old. So I've never, to this day, I can still say I never experienced what it feels like to be loved. Uh, I so I'm the type of person, if I meet somebody, when I tell you I love you, and everybody say, "Well, I don't just throw out that word, I love you," because I don't think they mean it. If I say I love it and I say it on my Facebook page, I love you. I love God's creations, and take it as you wish. That's what it means to me.
Gotcha.
And so I love you, and it's important to me. And sometimes with my friends, certain people, even back in the days, who befriended me, and they took advantage of my love for them. And sometimes I have the tendency, I'm working on not putting myself out there
So much.
so completely. Yeah.
Gotcha. What is Erica's passion in life?
Uh, well, one of my passions is I love house music. I'm a house head. That music is nothing but love, and it's everything. It's it speaks volumes, and so that's one of my passions. And my other passion is, and I thank God for choosing me for this. Uh, is protecting my people and helping them get out of homelessness.
Okay.
And so I do that diligently. I do that very, I work very hard at that because we have so many of our young Black people who are homeless. In Chicago alone, our percentage rate of homelessness in our Black community is 70%.
Mhm.
And so, and we're forgotten and we're invisible and no one cares and no one, there's a few people that, I always tell people that God chose me for this position, for this journey is because, he chooses unique people that are positioned for this because this can become you can get burned out from this. This is very stressful. It's hard, but I love my people, and I believe in this America, in this world they call the richest country in the world.
Mhm.
When you were born, housing should be a given, and it's not true.
Okay.
And so I'm the advocate and the fighter, the soldier for that. I know, here it is now, 2025, and we as Black people still have the highest rate of homelessness and a whole lot of other things we can speak on later. But this has not changed, and so I know until I draw my last breath, homelessness will probably still be here. I don't know, but until I do take my last breath, this is what I'm going to be doing. And so
Okay.
that's the other one.
Okay. So as we move higher to the program, let's play the game.
Oh,
So what I'll do is if you don't know, I'll give you 10 words, people, place, things, quotes, or what have you, and you give us the first thing that comes to your mind. And you can definitely give why you chose that or why you chose that word. And so number one, let's see. Marcos Pope.
it's so ironic that you're bringing these people up.
Mhm.
Because I was going to speak their names anyway. But
Okay.
anyway, Marcos Pope is my brother. He's
Mhm.
my brother, and I love him. Marcos Pope is one of the reasons why I do what I do now. To Yeah, many years ago, I fell in a pothole and crushed both my patella bones and my
Oh my
knees.
gosh.
And I was not supposed to walk again. And I was in a cast from my toes to my waist and both of my legs. And I didn't know if I was going to ever walk again or whatever. And I was contemplating suicide because they had me in this because I didn't have, the monies that I had, my from stunts and everything had dissolved, and I had to rely on Medicaid, and Medicaid only put you in these little nursing homes. It was
Oh
horror
my
story. But
God.
anyway, because that's where I had to do my therapy at. And I was contemplating suicide because I was on morphine, and I would hide I would go through the pain and stock up my morphine pills because I was going to end it. And a young person who was my friend back then, and we're not really friends now. But I love you still anyway, and maybe we'll get back connected. Uh, Marlon Davis, he brought me a book called The Shack, and it changed my life. And at that time, I went through the therapy and I finally started back walking after months and months and months. God had told me, Erica, I need you to get out of Chicago because I need you to get out of your past ways. And he sent me to Atlanta. Marcos Pope, I've been knowing him. He became my brother from doing pageants and stuff when I was doing pageants and stuff, and he would book me at his pageants and things like that. He was still my brother, and I was going to Atlanta. I'd never been before, only when I went to perform. And he connected me to a young person at that time. Shout out to, uh, oh God, I don't want to forget names. The Purple Dragon, because I became a Purple Dragon.
Mario.
Huh?
Mario Young.
No. I became a purple dragon. Oh my God! And he is one of the best male entertainers.
Oh,
Please forgive me,
Monty.
brother.
Monty.
Monty. Oh, I used to have the biggest crush on Monty back in the days when he used to come to Chicago. But anyway, that's here or there. And, Monty was so good and kind to me. When I moved to Atlanta, I didn't have nothing but my money that I had. Taji had got me connected to the apartment complex that she stayed in. They got me an apartment. I hadn't even seen the apartment. I had an apartment when I got there.
Oh, wow.
And Monty made me a purple dragon in his show so I can make money. And so I was on the showcast and I just knew I felt like I was doing the same thing. And Marcos, I love you so much, brother. And I know you are here probably listening. I hope so. Marcos introduced me to Jasper Barnes, his friend Jasper Barnes, and Jasper Barnes was running a community agency for gay black men, young gay black men, and it was a hangout spot. And Marco said, Erica, why don't you go and go volunteer and see, let me connect you with Jasper Barnes. And he connected me with Jasper Barnes. And I started volunteering there. And those babies fell in love with me. And I fell in love with those babies. And I became Mama Erica over there. And that's what started my new journey of what I've been doing now to this day. And I also want to speak his name, Amistad Araman. He was my mentor. He was the director of Evolution. That was the program there. And he is the one that got me involved with volunteering. And I ended up being Volunteer of the Year. And that was during, I was connected with Atlanta. I became Volunteer of the Year, and Atlanta was like, and Amistad was like, oh, you work so well. And so, have you ever thought about doing HIV testing and all of these things? And so they got me, they paid for my education for all of those things and certifications. And then when I started volunteering at Atlanta, once I became Volunteer of the Year, they got a big grant. They hired me.
Oh,
And so now I was getting paid. I had a career now. I had a pension and all of those things, a 401k. And they saw a lot of things in me also. And then they was like, Erica, you work so well with these individuals and they come specifically and only want to meet with you for counseling and things like that. Have you ever thought about phlebotomy? Because we're about to start this men's STD clinic and I didn't know what that was. So they paid for me to go to Emory and I became a phlebotomist. And I started doing that. And they used to call me the vampire because I would get every vein. And so that's how it started. And so that's what Marcos means to me. Okay. I love you, Marcos.
Thank you for that. Number 2. Now, I told you she inboxed me and said, girl, so what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Flame Monroe?
Another icon, Flame Monroe, I speak your name. First of all, because Flame and all of us started at the Rays.
She told me Flame, that.
I always told her, Flame has the best legs in the business. And she used to do Tina Turner and Knock on Wood and all of that. Flame is my sister, and she's a very funny comedian. She's always been that way. And I think we all hit our bumps and everything during our journeys and going to getting to know each other. And we just got to bond that way. And it's just always been that way. You know, we've had our times that we, girl, kiss my ass. No, you kiss my ass.
Right.
And you know, but we always been sisters. And I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to not only see her career, but be a part of her career growing up, you know, as it has flourished the way it has now. And I think she's amazing. I think she's funny. I think uh, she's no holds bar, and she gives it to you like a TI is, and she's always been that way. It has never changed.
I had to just get to know her, and I just love her. I just
Yeah,
love her. I be like, oh,
you
Black.
can, and she will get
Love her.
together and read you and love you the same
Oh yeah,
way.
she's the one of those people that we need, especially our younger generation. It's like, girl, I told you, not listen, you know, but she does it
Yeah,
in love. So we definitely shouts out to
absolutely.
her.
And with
Um,
with that being said, before your next person,
mm,
uh, another icon,
mm,
Monique Green.
mhm,
I speak your name.
mm.
So these individuals that I'm bringing up, some are no longer here, but they're still here, and they are also individuals that came up when I was coming up and did amazing things. And uh, we were not always recognized or got the accolades we should have gotten. So I'm going to speak your name and give
Right,
you that.
got you. Number 3, what's the first thing that comes to your mind the night you won Miss Renaissance Plus?
Oh, oh, you mean when I won every category?
Yes.
Has there ever been anybody else that win every category?
I don't think at Renaissance Plus. I didn't win every category. I won 4 of the 5 though.
You know what? I think the first thing that came to mind when I went Renaissance, because I think I ran two. I think this was my third time when I finally got it.
Mhm.
It was amazing. It was amazing when I won. Uh, Let me be very clear. So here's what I love about Atlanta, and we're gonna keep it 100 up in here.
Yes.
Atlanta only likes their Atlanta girls.
Yes.
That's number one. And so when I ran in the pageant, and even previously, but that year when I won, when I ran the one thing Atlanta will do, they will sit on their hands. Girl, we don't care. You is not our girl from here, and you is not gonna whoop on her ass.
Mhm.
But I think that day, that night, they just could no longer sit on their hands. And baby, it was just that was all it was said. And so that was one thing that made me feel like I got y'all.
Okay.
And I will say this, and when I won Renaissance, after that I had already won Continental and other pageants and stuff. And so my head was like, and I felt like I deserved that. And you're supposed to do as much money I done spent in all of these things. And so me and Randall, I love you, Randall. Me and Randall did bump heads. And
Sure.
I wasn't his I'm sure he was like, oh, this girl right here.
Mhm.
But I will say this. I do and it got to the point to where I'm like, Randall, you want me to go where? And you ain't paying what? And how is you want who? And all of these things, and I ain't gonna be able to do it. And so it was something like that. But I do want to say right here,
Mhm.
I love you, Randall, and I do apologize if I was one of those challenging girls, one of your challenging queens. Uh, I at that time, you know, I was still young. You know, when I won Continental, I was 25 years old.
Mhm.
You know, so I was still young and naive and didn't really know, how things work, especially when you go to other states and how they do things. And so I was not, I was one of his queens that gave him a lot of pushback. And I do apologize for that, Randall. I love you. If I could change things, I would, but we know that that's not how it goes. But I can change now.
Right.
And so I do love you. We did talk about it afterwards, and and made up for it. But yeah, that's how it was with Renaissance.
Okay.
It was,
Okay.
yeah. I
All
love. Ooh, you do not know, sister, how it felt so good to be in Atlanta and slay that stage and
right.
make those not the sisters,
Mhm.
but make those patrons live for me, because that's hard.
Right. It is. Flame, the name was Illusions. Flame X in the comments. What was your first name? We've already talked about
Illusion. She knew it was illusion.
it. um, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear a Phyllis Hyman song?
Everything.
Mhm.
Oh, my favorite song, that because I do sets. I'm an artist.
Mhm.
I do sets. And I always it's a request that I have to have No One Can Love You More in my set. That's
Mhm.
my favorite Phyllis Hyman number. But
Mhm.
uh I love I love every Phyllis Hyman song except for Don't Want to Change the World.
Mhm.
I despise that song. I feel like they made her make that song. I can't see that being a part of Phyllis Hyman, but Don't Want to Change the World. I hated that song. And Flame, though, I hated that song. And she used to get up, she said, "Bitch, if you don't do this song, I promise you, you do this song, they're gonna go crazy for you." And at that time, she was hosting at the Generator. And I went on and did it. And girl, them children lost their minds. And back then, at the Generator, it would be at least 1,000 to 1,500 people in the house. And them people lost their mind and tipped the shit out of me. But I promise you, I had probably about 5 Bacardi 151s in order for me to do that song.
Wow. Wow. Okay. In your time, did you ever get a chance to meet her before she passed?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's
Please,
another. I was the
please tell us
first.
about that.
I was the first. So let me go back to Laray's. I was like, I was a hot commodity then because I did Phyllis Hyman back then in those days. And Stevie Edwards, uh, who used to uh, work for Barbara Bates, was another Black designer who did the coats that Phyllis Hyman used to wear, and the jewelry. And uh, Stevie Edwards told Phyllis Hyman about me.
Mm.
And that day, I was performing at Laray's. It is on VHS videotape because I used to videotape the shows. I don't know where it is. I just never saw it. Uh, and at that time at Laray's, it had the long staircase, and we would perform on the staircase coming down. And I was doing my,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Mm-hmm.
and I was coming down the stairs, and the children was going crazy. And then out of somewhere, he told her about me. But anyway, he had her to come and see me, but I didn't know. It was a surprise.
Right.
And I'm performing, and they usually go up for me, and I'm like, okay. And then they really started going up for me, and I was like, oh, I must have really did a or whatever. And the next thing I know, a hand had reached down while I'm on the next to me and had put a wad of money in my hand. And I turned around to my side, and it was Phyllis Hyman. I was like, and she started performing with me on stage.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
that was my first encounter with Phyllis Hyman. And after that, uh, I got a chance to meet with Miss Phyllis Hyman. And at that time, she would frequent at George's Supper Club. And she would have Tim Bohar, one of the greatest male entertainers
Oh,
ever. I speak your name. He's an icon, the best in the business. Talk to your mama about it. But
mm,
anyway, he was a fan. I thought I was a number one fan, but he was a number one fan because when he used to do Ebony fashion shows and stuff, he was a model. Him and Phyllis Hyman, all that. Anyway, Miss Phyllis Hyman was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you look this much like me," and all of those things. We was the same height and everything. And she would hire me to come. She would have a limo to pick me up when she would be in George's. When she performed in the George's Club, she would have me come and have a limousine to pick me up. I would be dressed up as her, and I would get out the car as her and walked to the audience, walked to the pictures outside waiting to get in and pretend that I was her. And she would have me do that a couple of times. And that was so
Oh,
much fun.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God. That was so much fun. And that's when she used to perform at George's. And
Okay.
it was
Okay.
amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Um, how did her passing affect you, knowing that you were her?
Oh, that I remember when she was at the Apollo, she was supposed to perform at the Apollo and stuff like that. And it was like I couldn't believe it because they said she committed suicide in her hotel room, and it was a whole lot. And then for the story to even open up more and find out that she had mental health issues with depressions and things like that. And back then there was no label for it and stuff like that. And that bothered me a lot because she is also unsung because
Mm,
is a voice that if you never experienced that, then you have just sold yourself short. That sister has done everything from singing, acting, Broadway. Her her Broadway tunes, A Train, and all of those things that I used to use for prelims for Continental. First to do it, and now y'all just keep doing it. But anyway, those things like that, it was just amazing. And it's she is timeless, and her
right.
music to this day,
Mm.
even when I'm gone and you're gone, and these are younger people, if they hear Phyllis Hyman, that voice is amazing, and you
Yeah,
can't deny it.
she
And I
was.
just wish
Yeah.
she just went through a lot of, she was lonely
Mhm.
and depression, and I just wish she was still here.
Yeah.
I do.
I was of course maybe 10 or 11 when she passed. So I didn't know her music, but my god sister introduced me to her music. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, so I was always scared to do it. And my first time ever performing was this past June as Miss Duval Plus. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. The first thing I said was, "Oh, I got Miss Erica gonna get me. I'm in her music." I said, "I'm in her music. Let me. I got to do this right." So, but yeah, I enjoyed her music, and then she was just so gorgeous, and it was just like, oh. So yeah, rest
I
in
will
peace,
say this with Phyllis
favorite.
Hyman, you have do yourself a favor
Mhm.
and just listen to her music, listen to her songs. All of her songs, those are songs that she specifically picked for a reason.
Mhm.
Those songs told a story
Yeah,
of her
yeah,
life.
yeah.
And even with the duets, because she did some Norman Connors and all of those duets, don't sell yourselves cheap.
Mhm.
Don't sell yourself short. She was an artist. And Clive Davis did her wrong. Arista did her wrong. But Miss Phyllis Hyman most definitely, she was a character to work with.
Right.
She was a diva, but he did her wrong, and then she just fell into this deep dark hole, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe, and
Yeah.
she just couldn't get out of it. But
Yeah.
her music is amazing, and I applaud anybody that does Phyllis Hyman's music. I'm not the one because I do it. I feel that you shouldn't do it. What bothers me is when our entertainers uh, just learn the words and just do it that way because they do these numbers and they know all the words to it. That doesn't transcend to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
definitely want
all
to talk to
about
you about that, the
yes,
entertainment. Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but okay.
Real quick, and not to harbor on her, but her life story. Who do you think should play her? Have you even thought about that?
So here's the thing. So when she passed away and they were auditioning for her story,
Oh,
Stevie Edwards again told them about me, and they had me do an audition tape, and I did. What song did Stevie Edwards do? Uh, I refuse to be lonely.
mhm,
Um, if you go on YouTube, it's on YouTube.
mhm.
And he put it on YouTube from 1992 or 93 or something. And yeah, I was in the top
Mm.
when I auditioned. It was
Okay.
a callback, but it never went that far. But if we was to do it's a play that's going around now, and Tim and I went last year to go see it, that Phyllis Hyman play. Horrible,
Oh,
absolutely horrible. Deplorable. I was disappointed. I couldn't tell you now who can do Phyllis Hyman because I don't know if any she would definitely have to be statuesque.
so
And
you know they were just throwing Jasmine and Jill around. Would you approve either of those?
you talking about Jasmine Sullivan?
Mm-hmm.
Uh I wouldn't choose Jasmine Sullivan. Her music is amazing,
Right.
amazing. But she doesn't give that
Okay.
fit.
Okay.
Jill gives that fit, but Jill is too short. Ain't Jill
Okay.
too short?
Yeah, she's short.
Unless they're gonna shoot all her angles from the bottom. Um,
Right.
but Jill is a great actress because she has a series on the Detective Lady on HBO.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Watch that show. You'll be amazed.
Okay.
She's a great actress. And that voice, please. Jill Scott, please. That's one of my other characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
if she was, if I was to choose one of the two, it would be Jill Scott.
Okay. Gotcha. So Flame keeps saying there's another name that starts with a D. What's this first name that starts with a D?
Flame, kiss my ass, sis, and I love you. Stop playing these games with me. I don't understand what you're talking about. Please don't do that.
Okay. Okay. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear, and you just said it, but he was on my list, Timbo Hart?
Oh,
And please tell him I
my
need him
brother.
over here.
I will tell him too. My brother, here's the thing. Tim has been my brother from the Rays uh since we started at the Rays. We used to do duets together because he saw Phyllis Hyman in me when I didn't see it. And Tim has been my brother ever since then to this day. Do you know me and Tim has been brothers and sister, and we have never had a disagreement or an argument.
Wow.
And Tim has been there when I've been at my lowest. He has, when I lost everything, had no place to stay. My brother has opened up his house to me and never asked me for anything. That's why he knows, that's why I'm retired, but he is the only one that can pull me out of retirement and I will work for him and do shows with him.
Okay.
Uh, Tim is one of the best male entertainers ever. And back then, they didn't really pay the males any attention because it was all about the girls. And the girls, because the girls were the hair, the makeup, the gowns, and the men put on a suit. But that damn Tim, he made his suits. He was a former Ebony Fashion Fair model. He was fine, and oh my God, he he just entertains. I speak your name, Tim Bohar. You are another icon. And they know that in Atlanta too, and Black Universe, because y'all know when he did that Al Jarreau, baby, he shut it down right then and there. That was it. You couldn't give it to nobody else. Don't worry about it. But anyway, he is, I think, our male entertainers that's coming up. If y'all wanted someone to look up to or to understand the artistry of male entertainment, it would be Tim Bohar.
Gotcha.
It would be
Yes,
Tim.
sis. Tell him I need him over here.
I will. Tim is Tim is another brother who is not with the bullshit.
Mhm.
And we all know this business. So it's like Tim knows bullshit coming 2 miles away.
Right.
And so he just don't even put himself in that position. And so uh absolutely, sis, I will give him a call. And
Thank you.
I think his story most definitely needs to
Definitely.
be heard.
Yes. Number 6, Sasha Valentino.
Ah, see, they're also on my list.
You had a list too, sis.
Oh yes, sis, because I was going to speak all my sisters.
Okay.
Sasha Valentino, icon, I speak your name, who should have won Continental many, many years ago. I do not agree with that. Why you wait till they're dead to give them this memorial and all these honorary Continentals? Bullshit. Bullshit. You should have gave it to her when she deserved it. And you know she deserved it, Jenny. Well, we called her Felicia then. You know she deserved it. So yes, Sasha Valentino. Me and her used to be like this. I was Big Mama Woo Woo and she was Little Mama Woo Woo.
Okay.
And we had a relationship back in those days to where, yeah, we used to go places and slay in the shows. And she introduced me to Universal Latina when I ran for that. That's the first time I did Teresa Griffith. And got standing ovation, won Best Talent with that song. And let me put it out there, rip the band-aid off. And didn't know too much about technology. Raquel Lord loved the song, and I wanted to give the sister the copy of the song, but I ended up giving her the whole CD of the live concert, and she recorded the whole CD, and I didn't know. And it got out to everybody. And then everybody has been doing Rhythm of Love since way back then. And she said somebody broke in her computer and stuff and got the bullshit. But I love you though. And so that's how that happened. First to do it. Okay. But Sasha Valentino, gone too soon. I think my little sister, had a lot of people that was in her life that did not watch over her. I believe that they were in her life because of her status, her star status, and they didn't protect her. And I at that time, I was in my own thing, and our friendship, we didn't have our friendship didn't break. It just went in its own direction, and I was fighting my demons, and I just wish I could have been there for her when she was going through her last stages of dementia and stuff like that. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but maybe it would have been okay if I'd have been there for my little sister and been there for her, because we've had our challenges too. But yeah, that's Sasha Valentino.
So, Christian told me a story a while ago that she met you in Sasha, and her name was Cassandra Fontaine or something when she met y'all, and y'all laughed at her, was like, girl, So she said that you were the first plus girl that she had ever seen, and you were so beautiful, this and other. And Sasha became her mother, so she combined you all's name and became Christian Valentino. Did you know that?
I didn't, but it was told to me. And Christian Valentino, you are also an icon, and I speak your name, my little sister. She's now, I call her my daughter,
Mhm.
and I model her. Uh, yeah, she's an amazing entertainer, and she's beautiful, and we did have a lot of similarities,
Mhm.
and so I was honored by it,
Yeah.
so
All right.
absolutely.
Three more. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear my granny, Amelia Black?
Ah, Amelia Black, icon, I speak your name. So we were all doing the shows together at Laray's, and that girl was amazing, Tina Marie.
Mm.
She's an amazing icon. She's an amazing entertainer, and she most definitely has the face that has launched a million ships.
Amelia.
That her face is a stunner. And I've always told Amelia, like, girl, you can't take not one ugly picture. Oh my God. Yeah, that's Amelia Black. She's a sweetheart. That's my sister. And I think she's supposed to be coming, she went to Texas to take care of her
Yeah,
moms
she
and
said
things
she's
like
coming
that.
back to
And I
Chicago.
think she's supposed to be coming back to Chicago. And so I'm looking forward to that, because my sisters that are still here, because there's not many of us that's still here from back in the Luray days, I want to treasure that, and I want to honor that, and make that bond much more stronger. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to her coming back, because I want to do that with my sister. I love you, Amelia Black, and I can't wait till you get back.
Good.
Yeah.
Number 9, another icon from Chicago, Taji Iman.
Ah, Taji, icon, I speak your name. All of them, you look, they are right here. I speak her name. Taji is a sister. uh before she even lost her leg. Oh, y'all didn't. I don't know if y'all knew Taji back in those days, honey, when she used to wear them 6 and 7 inch heels and stuff, and would stomp on the girls and would serve the Black Ebony Goddess. She was a great entertainer. I respect. I've never been one to. Well, I'll talk about that later. I I respect the sisters who take the artistry to another level and makes it their own. And once again, I say it's not all about you learning the words to a song. That doesn't make you an amazing artist, or that makes you a performer. That's a performer because you're performing the song.
Right.
Artistry is what I call you, Trinity, or Taji, or Amelia Black. But Taji also embodies the songs. She knows what the songs mean,
Storyteller.
and she's a storyteller and what it means to her. Because when we perform our songs, not only are we telling the story of the artist that made the song, but we have also weaved our life into those songs.
Right.
And that's what makes it so, that's what makes it art. That's
Right.
artistry to me. And so that's why I call them artists.
Okay, got you. So number 10, let's go ahead and peel this umbrella, peel it off, this band-aid off. And I will segue into anything that you want to discuss. But the question is, what is the first thing that comes to your mind the night you won Miss Continental Plus?
Ah, let me tell y'all something on this, and we're gonna be done with that. But before I talk about Continental Plus, well, I'm gonna talk about it, but I would like to put out there because everybody always had their version of the story or their hearsay or whatever. Mind you, when I won Continental Plus, I was 25 years old. But mind you, I had been doing prelims. I was in my 20s. When I won Illinois Continental, I was 19 years old. And so after constantly working for those titles and working for that crown, from me seeing how Felicia treated the white girls when they won, I thought that's what I was going to get. I also was a part of, not only when I did prelims, there were some of my other Black sisters that was rocking the house too. And I was the only Black girl to ever make top 5 in all the prelims until I won. And so that bothered me. And I didn't think that was right. So in my mind, I was like, I'm going to win this pageant. And because I'm going to be treated like those white girls are being treated, like they're true queens and all of this, that I was going to get those same accolades, I was going to get those same treatments, and I was going to use that microphone and my platform to get equality for my sisters that's going to run in this pageant moving forward. And when I won Continental, it didn't happen. My experience as Continental Plus was the worst and horrible experience ever in my life. I wish I would have never ran for it. And because I also, during my reign, it was still very racist. I got treated as such. They really didn't want me as the queen. I hated that Felicia had, the year that I won, he moved it from Chicago with all of my patrons that loved me, and moved it to Elyria, Ohio, in Hicksville, and crowned me there. And then not only did he crown me with a crown that was held together by duct tape, that whole reign was horrible. It was a couple of times that I had prelims and I was stuck at the airport. One time, and the promoters never even came and picked me up at the airport. And when I called Felicia, I said, "Hey, the promoter is not even here to pick me up." "Oh, Mary, just get a cab." "No, bitch. I'm your queen. I bet you these other girls that had to do this." And so one time when I was in Elyria, Ohio, I had a prelim there. I had to call my brother Kirkland to come and pick me up and take me to the prelim because the promoter said, "Oh, we didn't know when you were coming in." Bitch, the day of the prelim. That's when I'm coming in, and that's today. So it was just horrible. It was very racist, and it was very in your face racist. And yes, I can speak on that because I experienced it and it happened to me. So that's what I'm speaking on. I don't know what may have happened to all you other sisters that maybe don't want to speak up or felt that was good enough for you, but it wasn't good enough for me. And me and Felicia, we stayed in arguments in his office. We stayed in arguments
So
because I did not care for the treatment, the way I was being treated. And then at that time, he had his travel agency. So uh, all the prelims were booked through him, through the travel agency, and all of those things in the hotel rooms. And some of them hotel rooms was not the best. Oh my God, absolutely not. Even when I gave up uh, Continental Plus, and I don't even know where the hell I was in some south place. I don't even know that he didn't videotape it. My little program was about this big and it was pink and it had a printed copy of my face on it. It was just horrible. And the hotel room he had us staying in was disgusting. It was just, oh, challenge me if you want to, honey.
no, no,
But
no.
no,
I
it
do
was,
want to. I do want to ask you something because I know we talked earlier. We don't want to linger on it,
yes,
but it's the shoe. But I do want
yes.
to ask you some contextual questions. Um,
Mhm.
you being the first. Well, first of all, let me. Flame makes it very clear you should have been the first crowned. Period, Miss
Oh,
Continental.
I should have got crowned before Ginger racist ass got crowned.
Yeah,
I
she.
whooped her ass while she was rolling on roller skates and twirling a baton for talent. I had slayed her. Yeah, but yeah, it is what
So,
it
do
is.
you think because I remember you saying you were doing the Miss and you were turning it at the Miss? Do you think that it was Plus was created for you? Could you?
No, Plus was created for Ginger Grant.
Okay, so it was
Ginger
created.
Grant was Felicia's best friend,
Okay.
best crony, and Ginger Grant was very racist to the sisters.
Okay.
She always had negative words to say to us. She would always talk under her breath towards us. She would always laugh behind our back, and I would catch her all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was not the best.
Okay.
And Ginger treated when you even when I was Continental and the sisters would come when we did the come show up for registrations, she
Mhm.
treated us differently, and the way she talked to us and her whole attitude, and it was just so it was just so wrong. It just wasn't right.
But so let me ask you this: being the first Black Miss Continental Plus, history maker can never take that away from you. Aside from what went on with you, what did that moment mean for you to be crowned the first Black?
That moment being crowned, it meant
Mhm.
everything. I just wished my people could have been there from Chicago that followed me all these years from
Mhm.
the small Continental to now could have been able to see me get crowned
Mhm.
uh, because I had slayed. I had ended up getting a Barb and Viv. They had a restaurant. They were one of the best promoters. When you got one of their prelims, you knew the money was in the house and you was
Mhm.
gonna get whatever you want. And I had two different packages for Continental Plus that I was gonna slay, but I had slayed so well with my first package that's what I used for final night because I had one swimsuit. And an evening, I always want evening gown and interview. Don't worry about it. And so I just used the same, but and I had Martin Elliott he's well, not anymore, but he was the best designer back then. He made art pieces.
Right.
And so that's what it was. And so being the first Black sister, I was happy because um I felt like I went through all the trenches because the white sisters could sashay across the stage and win the pageant. And then Felicia would get them body work done and stuff like, oh, am I telling all the dirt? Oh, okay. And would groom them and create them. And so, but when it came to the Black sisters, it didn't happen. And so the Black sisters used to have to always uh shuck and jive, and you had to dance and flip and all of that stuff, when the white counterparts can just stand there and not that talented and would win. And so I like went through the process of going through the different recipes. I used to, Ricky Mercado, I speak your name. I love you. You know, he was my principal dancer, and he used to get me going for my continental prelims, and he used to teach me a whole lot. And so that's how it happened. I would start dancing and things like that. When I did Queen Latifah, Give Me Body with my dancers, and I was the first to do Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds with the. I won Best Talent and Standing Ovation. I would rip off all the diamonds and stuff, and y'all still doing that today. But anyway, yeah, but that I was the first to do those things, and so that's so I felt like I finally got your attention, Jimmy, and so now you can see that my Black sisters are just as talented, and they can do this too. Give them a chance, because you done let me in now. So, and I know I was the most roughest with you. Give them a chance now, and it just I kicked the door down, and it happened. My sisters started being recognized and slaying the girls and winning pageants, because at that time, if I won, okay, another Black girl probably wouldn't win for 3 pageants when they should have won, but they didn't. And then it just got to the point to where those sisters were showing up and was just slaying so fierce. Felicia had no other choice but to crown them. You had no other choice. And so that's how it has gotten that way now. We have Hey Boom Boom, I speak your name, icon, Chevelle Brooks. That's my sister. Love you very much. I want one day we perform together. But anyway, with that being said, a lot of also that bothered me after that. Uh, I just never felt like I got the love. And that's why I call myself unsung. Because yes, I am in history. You can never take that away from me. It's in stone. It's never going to change whether I'm there or not. I'm always going to be the first Black sister to win. But I just never got, I never felt like, you know, thank you, Erica. Thank you, Erica. You didn't have to. I didn't do it for that. I technically did it for myself, because I love a challenge, and you're not going to tell me what I cannot do, and you're not going to deny me because of color of my skin or whatever. And so that was my mentality of the whole situation. But it did kind of hurt a little bit, when I thought, I have my brothers and sisters behind me to uplift me and let it always be spoken, and it wasn't. And it's okay, because uh I'm still amazing. But before we switch off on that, I will say this: during my reign, being young, and let me be very clear. Excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who use them seldom amount to nothingness. I'm not using this as an excuse. I'm owning up to what I did. I'm holding myself accountable. During my reign, I was so bitter about being Continental Plus. And then he crowned Terry Williams. I speak your name, icon, amazing, beautiful Black sister. Blew me away. What? Anyway, she was the reigning Miss Continental. We were at the Batons, and she was doing. Uh, uh, she was there with me. It was one of the prelims. Uh, I was so bitter and so mad at how I was being treated as a leftover, and they were giving her all her praises and accolades, as they should have. I did not digest that very well, and I did wrong to her. Uh, I took her purse and threw it in a dumpster on the side of the batons. It had her money and everything in it. And I took it and threw it in the dumpster. And I denied that I had did it, and I left and act like I didn't or whatever. And it was not true. I did do it. And I hold myself accountable to that. Years back then, I had apologized to her, and I had told her that I did it and the reasons why. Because of the reasons why I did it does not make it that it was right.
Mhm. Right.
And I apologized to her and asked her for her forgiveness. And so that's what it was. Felicia had barred me from Continental for like 2 years. And I kind of felt ashamed because I was the first Black sister. And I was, so you hold me to a standard when you need me to be, but you didn't give me mine naturally. And that bothered me. And so, with that being said, I want to put it out there again, out in the national. Terry Williams, I apologize, sister. I hold myself accountable. What I did, I should not have done to you. I hurt you. Uh, it was a mistake. I'm owning up to my mistake, dealing with it, and I hope you forgive me with that. And I have let it go.
Okay, that was beautiful. Well, at any point where you may not feel like you were giving your flowers, this is why these shows are created, for we can give icons and legends like
And I
yourself
thank you for
who
that.
paved the way for girls such as myself to follow in your footsteps. So we're gonna always give you your flowers and your red lips and all of
Thank you, sis. Thank you,
that.
sis. I appreciate that because when I met you, when you met me at Continental, that's my first time meeting you in person.
Mhm.
And I thought you were so beautiful and just
Mm.
I just wanted to hug on you and love on you. And you just came to me and you just
Mhm.
gave me that love. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to give the love.
No,
And
honey, we gotta give the love to the
so you brought it
icons.
to me, and when you asked me to be a part of that, I have seen some of
Mhm.
your interviews, and I was like, I just immediately just said yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so it was
yeah,
a no brainer, and so I
absolutely.
thank you for that, for recognizing me then, and so
Yeah,
you my
absolutely.
little sister.
Before we switch gears, because you have went through the things with them. So is everything good with you and Jim now and everything? Are you
So well, I guess they are good. I've been back and
you've been
stuff. I
at
went
yeah,
back for my
okay.
30th. I decided to come back for my 30th. I don't know if I'll be back again. I think if I go back, it'll be see, I don't some may need to go back to because that's their life and they
Mhm.
need that. They need those applause. They need all of that recognition. If I go, the reason I went back for my 30th anniversary is because I was feeling myself.
Hey.
And now that I feel myself, if I go back to Continental, it's because I'm feeling myself.
Okay.
When I perform now, I'm feeling myself. And
Okay.
so that's how it goes.
Okay.
And I'm sure one of his cronies is going to show him this interview, and he may feel a certain type of way about me or something. And oh well,
Right.
it's what
You
it
said,
is.
what did you say? What did you say earlier? I'm a grown woman that's going to be
I'm a
61.
grown ass woman and it's not throwing nobody under the bus.
Right.
It's the experience that happened to me.
Mhm.
And so you just happen to be a part of that experience that did it to me. So if you feel like I was throwing you under the bus, then that's because I feel that when they throw those terms of throwing them under the bus is because one thing I don't do, I don't kiss master's ring.
Mhm.
And you're not getting that from me, boo boo. Because if I do all of that, then I have a mortgage payment I need you to pay. I have some utilities I need you to pay, and then I may kiss the ring. But until then, it is what it is. I wish him well. I wish Continental well. If I'm feeling myself and I'm allowed, and I come back and they give me my badge and I can go and do it, then fine. If
Mhm.
they say, "Oh no, Miss Erica, we don't want you here," oh okay, boo, bye, and I'm
I'm
good with
still
it.
history. I'm
I'm
still
still
history.
that part right there, and my life is still my peace is still beautiful.
So being the first, and you have so many girls like myself who look up to you, what advice would you give to them being a brown girl that may want to go there? Would you advise or would you say, sis? Mm,
No, no, I would never deter somebody.
okay.
I would most definitely tell a sister, if it's something that you want to do, please let it be something uh, that you want to do for yourself and prove to yourself. Don't prove to the audience or to anybody else. That's a dime a dozen. You're hot today and tomorrow they forgot about you.
Mhm.
Okay. So with that being said, if that's something you want to do, then do it to your heart's desire.
Right.
I think now pageants today, they make you pay so much into it,
Mhm.
and the fund after it doesn't add up.
Mhm.
These pageants now, because when I won Continental Plus, I think my package was, I can't remember. I think it was 2,500 or 3,000.
Mhm.
It wasn't nothing, but I had already spent thousands of dollars running the prelims and everything. So I don't know what it is. And they didn't tell, back then they didn't tell you how much it was back then, but I think I won like $3,000. And then, at the end, when you gave it up, he gave you the gold crown with the
Mhm.
pearls and diamonds in it. I still have it. It's been locked up in my safe. It's been up there since I got it. So maybe,
Oh,
maybe
wow.
it's worth something now. I don't know. But yeah, I would tell any sister, if you're doing pageants now, do it because you're proving something to yourself and it's something that you want to do. I think all those times that I ran for Continental Plus is because I had something to prove. I was proving it to myself, but I also had to prove to, them other ones that no, you're gonna lit me up in here.
Mhm.
But it's not the same now. And I don't know. I don't know if that's something I would, if I knew now what I knew then, if I know now, would I have done it back then? Probably not.
Gotcha.
Probably not. But I would tell any sister, hush, baby girl, come here. Come on, mama. Come on. I would tell anybody, if that's something you want to prove to yourself, then do it. But other
Okay.
than that, don't waste your money.
Okay. Erica, speak her name. Victoria LePage.
Ah, Victoria LePage, icon, I speak your name. She is the sister I was supposed to crown when I gave up the crown. I was not supposed to crown Carmela Garcia, Marcela Garcia, another racist. I was not supposed to crown her because Victoria had slayed her. And I felt that he did her wrong. Uh, Me and Felicia had some words after that. But that's back then, that's what it was. Everything was trade offs. And so he needed a new host. And so that's why he crowned Carmela, because Carmela hosted shows and other pageants back in other places. And he needed the recognition for Continental Plus to get bigger. So that's the reason why he crowned her. And then he made her a host for Continental Plus. Oh, Continental Plus. Oh, let me rip that band-aid off, baby. Continental Plus back in those days was a whole lot of trade-offs. It was plenty of times when Sasha Valentino should have won, and it was trade off for, oh, what the hell? It was trade off for back then they would trade off their queens for other queens. Okay, Miss Florida, I'll crown your queen Continental Plus. I mean Miss Continental if you crown my queen. How you doing, Lakeisha Lucky? And so that's how that went. But it left our sisters, and that's no pun towards Lakeisha Lucky. I speak your name too, my sister, but it hurt the sisters that had dedicated themselves to Continental and to Felicia and filled your pockets, and you did them like that. And so back then there was a lot of trade-offs with Florida, US of A, all of that. But the sisters, they may not speak on it now because they may be scared to speak on it or whatever, or they're still in this business and they still have to travel as such. I'm not in it. And so, yes, I can be 100% transparent and tell it how it exactly was. And I have been in those rooms when it happened. And that's all I have to say on that.
So talk to us about your relationship with Vicky.
My relationship with Vicky is that's my girl. We used to gamble a lot too, pity pat back in the days, and spend money and stuff like that. And Victoria is an amazing artist, and she does her Phyllis Hyman too.
Mm.
And She's that sister right there knows what she's doing. She also started. I will say this. She is another one of the Black sisters that ended up at that Felicia finally hired, and she didn't have to juke and jive. She was automatically a dancer, but Victoria's. I think when Victoria was hired at the Batons, she brought some class to the place. That's how I see. That's how I see Victoria. That's my sister. She's an amazing artist. And yeah, we always we always were together because Martin Elliott always made our pieces.
Mhm.
And so yeah.
Okay. Um, Talk to us about the Baton. You worked there at one point in
No,
time?
no. I never
Oh,
worked there. I
okay.
got hired a lot as a guest.
Okay. And how
Uh
was that for you? Did you feel fulfilled or was it just work for you? You just,
it was just work for me. It was so here's the thing. It was fulfilling because I was a Black sister from Laray's and from the South Side, and I'm working at the Batons.
okay.
So my brothers and sisters who came out to the clubs and stuff like that, that was a big thing because oh, Miss Erica's at the Batons, that's how it was. But they didn't and that was because of Leslie Regine. And after I had won her prelim, she always had me guest performing there because Leslie Regine was the first Black hostess there, and she also she was the most amazing Diana Ross
Mhm.
uh, performer, and she ran things. That was before Ginger was just a cast member, and but Leslie ran it all, and so it was fun while I was there because I Miss Chili Pepper, I speak your name, Chili Pepper. She was always so kind to me when I was there. She had the biggest dressing room. Her dressing room was amazing. I didn't understand that, but anyway, yeah. But that's what it was, and it was. Batons had the best lighting.
Mhm.
Oh my God, the best lighting, and that's all I got from that.
Well, thank you for that segment. Thank you for just being open and transparent and honest about your story. Hopefully, no one will be offended about your experience. I don't know why anyone would be, but thank you for sharing all of that with us, the knowledge that we needed to know, and take it for what we can, and
Yeah.
adhere to the word that was said.
Absolutely. If they're upset by that, that's because they know it's true
Mhm.
and they just didn't want it to get out.
Right, gotcha. So you are very pro-black because you are a black woman in America.
Yes, I
Why you ain't
am.
come over? Why you ain't come over to the black systems? Talk to us about that.
So at that time, it was just I'm from Chicago, so that's all it was Continental.
Okay.
And all those individuals from all the other states was coming to Continental.
Okay.
And so that's how I knew most of the sisters from other, Nisha Dupree, Icon, I Speak Your Name, sister. They came to Continental,
Okay.
and things like that. And so, it wasn't until after Continental Plus, after I won Continental Plus, and going to different prelims, that's when I started hearing about other, Black national pageants and national systems. Naisha then we hired me to come to Loretta's and all of those things back in the days, the Stars of the Century show and stuff like that. And so I did dip my toe in Black America. That's the year Flame won. And,
Okay.
uh, uh, I think I got second runner up, a third runner up, or something
Mhm.
like that. And
Okay.
uh, I did Blackbird for
Okay.
talent. Blackbird, yeah. But and then after Black America came, I think it was Renaissance then. I
Mhm.
think it was Renaissance after that. But that's you know, and I did know about Black Universe because that's when Sasha and Tim was running, and we all supported her and went down there. But that's how it was. We didn't know about those systems,
Mhm.
and so I wished I would have.
Mhm.
I think if I would have, I probably would have been a part of that
Okay. Got
sooner.
it. Well, that's good to know that you at least would have, if you had
Because
known,
it's
you
a
would have.
different, and you know what it is, sis? It's a difference because those systems are, are they that recipe is totally different than
Mm,
continental recipe. And
mm,
I brought the continental recipe down to the Black America recipe and the Renaissance recipe, and they was like, baby, that ain't what oh, that ain't what we do here. And
okay.
so that was the disconnect there. And so it was just the lack of the knowledge of how things are done, especially when it came to sportswears, how
Mm,
how you have to wear the hat, the gloves, the purse, and the stockings, and all of that. I didn't know. And
mm.
so if I'd have known that then, oh yes, I would have loved to have been a. To be honest with you, I would have loved to have been a Black America or a Black Universe
Yeah.
before Continental. What?
Yeah.
Please.
Right. You
Absolutely.
mentioned you mentioned before about racism that you may have had to endure from clubs and different things of that nature. How did you combat that? What was your fight back, or your what did you do when you faced that? Clearly, in those times when the black girls weren't given their due, how did you deal with it?
I was very much outspoken. I
Okay.
was very much spoke up on it, and I got a lot of pushback from that. And I got labeled as the angry Black girl
Oh.
because I spoke up for myself and I spoke up for my rights. And being statuesque, and they already got us pegged as all Black people are beneath them, are less than them. And
Mm,
so when I used to speak up on it, I just was labeled as the difficult one to work with or outspoken, because I was anybody can tell you this mouth right here, baby, I did not keep it closed and I did not hold it back. Right
mm,
is right and wrong is wrong.
right.
I don't believe in that blurred line and all of that bullshit. Either it's right or it's wrong. And so when you're blatantly in my face showing me the disrespect, no,
Mm,
I'm going to speak on that. Yes, I am continental, and yes, I am this, and yes, I am that. I'm going to speak on it. And if it get back to her, to Felicia, and if she say something to it, I'm gonna tell her how I felt. And see, Mary, that's why I can't send you nowhere. That was her word. When she called you Mary, she was mad. Mary, I can't send you nowhere. Girl, bye.
right. Gotcha. Um, I know that you're not in the realm, or you're not in the arena like that. You doing your due diligence with your career and all of that. But if you could look at the girls you may see on social media or you may hear about, who are some of the up and coming girls that you like?
Um, and I wished that I was able to recognize a lot of the new sisters
Mhm,
uh more,
mhm,
but because I haven't, because I'm enthralled in my life and my career that I have. But uh Amaya Amazon,
Amaya Glamazon. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Amazon, Amaya
Yeah.
Glamazon, stunning. Uh
Uh-huh.
I see I see a lot in her future.
Mhm.
Uh 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 my baby girl that we did the battle with.
Giselle.
Giselle, Giselle Barbie Royale, my little sister. Baby, she is so stunning, right?
Yes,
All
absolutely.
that chocolate sister is so stunning and very talented. Those are people, these are the icons coming up. And I
Mhm,
hope the young generation after them look up to them and
mhm,
learn from them, because they are setting the standards and they
mhm.
are paving the ways. And you, my sister Trinity Black,
Oh,
uh,
thank you.
I you are up and come. You're an icon, and you're paving the way. And I hope the young individuals are paying attention to you.
Mm.
And so, and there's some other little sisters. I don't. And when I say little sisters, I mean younger.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, there are also other little sisters that I'm starting to see now that's been here for a minute, but I just didn't know they were.
Yeah,
And please
gotcha.
forgive me for that. And I see you. I
Hmm.
see you. And I'm amazed by it. I'm
Right.
amazed by
Flip the question. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore? Four entertainers.
it.
They
Oh.
can be they can be alive or have passed.
Okay. Oh, oh, that's not fair.
No,
That's
we
not
asked everyone, so
fair.
you gotta answer it. I'm putting you on the
Okay.
spot. So,
Okay. Well, you want to know my Mount Rushmore? Because I guess if it's my Mount Rushmore, I could put everybody on it that I want.
yes.
It would be a Tasha Thomas.
Okay.
Oh, Casey Quartermain. I speak your name. That is an icon. I wish you could have got a chance to meet her from the Lorraine days. She was a tall, slim, statuesque, oh, diva who could just stand there and would she was a mannequin. She was so beautiful. Her skin was so beautiful. She was a mannequin.
Mhm.
She looked like a mannequin. Sylvia Ross, Amelia Black, Flame Monroe, Sasha Valentino, Tracy Vache. I speak your name, my sister. She was a beautiful sister. She's no longer here. Monique Green, Tim Bohart, Nick Smith. Those are the ones that would be, and of course, moi. Why would I leave myself out?
You definitely can put yourself on your own Mount Rushmore. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Smack in the middle. Oh, I like that. Okay, definitely that. What is it about the Chicago girls and y'all, how y'all are all able to rock the short and bald heads? Talk to us about that. Without looking the clock or without looking very fishy. What is that a standard up there? You and Passion and Tanya.
I think you know what it is, sis. It was so back then we made the best out of nothing.
Okay.
And so it was like whatever we can because whatever we could afford to get, that's and we made it the best out of it. I rock my bald head now because I feel free and it's what I want. And it I think what makes it transpire so well is because of my confidence and I have a no cares of what you think and I just live for me. And I and then I think it is also something in the water up here.
Mhm. 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 That's fine.
I think it is something up in the water up here, and you know what else? We all ended up working for Mac. Believe it
Oh,
or not, we all ended up working for Mac. I promise you, we did.
okay.
And so I worked for Mac. Casey worked for Mac. Amelia worked for Mac. We all ended up working for Mac. So we learned the tricks of the trade with makeup and things like that. And yeah, but I think it's something in the water. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with that.
Undeniably undisputed lip sync assassin. So a couple of weeks ago, after Miss Continental, you gave a couple of girls a master class in the battle, and I know me and my crew was like we couldn't take our eyes off of you. Um, so because you are such a great entertainer, when it comes to whether you're standing there or not, where do you feel entertainment has gone in today's arena?
um, I think entertainment has. So here's it's kind of hard. It's a great question, but it's
Mhm.
kind of hard to because, like I said previously, you know, there's a difference between an artist and a performer.
Mhm.
And the way entertainment is going now, it's all about deep into the makeup and the hair and the the gowns of it all. And I think it I think the artistry has kind of gotten blurred a little bit because that's that's the reason why Flame had did the battle because she said she wanted the girls to be like old school to stand there and draw your attention. And that's how I learned to just stand there and make you believe it, make you want it, make you understand it, make you love it.
Okay.
And so I feel like that has got kind of blurred. And don't get me wrong, because everybody does their thing the way they do things. I've seen some of these young entertainers, baby, that 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 if they like bring it, Miss Erica, I'd be like, okay, first of all, boo, I I love the challenge, but while I'm getting ready, I'm gonna be thinking about it because you it might be a little whooping on me, but I'm so some of them are still that way. And so I've always been the one I give everybody their accolades. I've never been one that's been jealous of somebody else's artistry.
Right.
And I give kudos what kudos is done. But I think with the way artistry is going now, I think it's I think it's gotten more commercial now. I don't think it's as personable as it used to be.
Where does Erica Renee Christian mind go when she's in that element on stage? Is it an
Oh,
out of body experience? Is it what is it?
yes, it's the outer body experience. Perfect example when y'all saw me do the battle, how everybody else is, and I was right there.
Yes.
I was in my own world, and I knew the task of I gotta entertain you all that paid to come and see me. And because you did pay to come and see me, I need to make you feel exactly what I'm feeling. And that was my goal. So it does be an outer body experience. Yes, it is.
Uh,
And
yeah.
it's always been that way. And it when I don't feel that anymore, then I'm not performing. I stop because now I'm a fool. And now I'm one of those sisters where you be like, when I get to that certain age, because back in the days, I used to say I'm gonna be like Josephine Baker because she's the diva to me of all divas. And I said I want to be like Josephine Baker and do my last performance on stage at 80 and then go backstage and have a heart attack and die. That was my whole thing. But it's not like that now. And I don't want to be the sister. I want you, Trinity, to be like, Sister Erica, can we talk, please? That's it. Come on, let's go.
Right. What I'm gonna put you on the spot. A few more questions, but I'm gonna put you on the spot right here. Um, let's call the show One Night Only.
Yes.
You are on it and you're doing Phyllis. Give me
Mhm.
4 other entertainers that you know will kill a show, will bring the people out, and it's going to give them exactly what they want. One of those entertainers has to be a male, but 3 other females. Who would you put on that show?
Oh, automatically. It'd be me, Tim Bohar, um, Amelia Black, and oh,
2 more girls.
it'll be Amelia Black, and it'll be do they have to be from Chicago?
No, 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 no. They can be from anywhere.
Oh, uh, it would be let me get their names. Let me get their names. Let me get their names. It would be Monica Monroe,
Mm.
um, and it would be uh but she's not here no longer. But I would want it
No,
to be Sasha Valentino.
that's mine. That's totally fine. No, that's totally
Mhm.
fine. That definitely was a good one. But I want you to speak her name, Nicole Love Dupree.
Oh, mm. Nicole, say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Nicole Love Dupree, the Whitney Houston of it all. I speak your name, icon. You are amazing. Me and Nicole first met back in the days before Nicole was entertaining, and we clashed.
Oh.
Uh, uh, we clashed because Nicole was young, uh, and and I was a little baby. Go on somewhere and sit down. And,
Mhm.
and Nicole Love Dupree is the epitome of. She's an artist. She is an artist. I don't see her as a performer. I see her as an artist. Uh, she is most definitely an icon, and she Atlanta did her well.
Mhm.
Atlanta, it was meant for Nicole to leave Chicago and go to Atlanta
Mhm.
because Nicole is amazing
Okay.
and she deserves all accolades. Yes.
Okay. We are in a pickle in this world right now in our country. Speak a little bit on that, Erica. What do you think we need to do?
So that's a great question. And I've always been an advocate of, I'm all about uh, knowing your government, knowing your Congress, knowing your Senate, knowing what's going on in your states. Uh, uh, and I ask, I beg my brothers and sisters because we have gone, we were stolen and brought here. We were raped, killed. We were hung. We were made to build this fucking country. This fucking country is because of our ancestors, of their blood, sweat, and tears. And we do not honor that. We do not get off our asses and vote. If we are the majority, why is that white devil in the White House? I'm going to just leave it at that. But I will say this. I know Flame used to did it back in the days, months ago before the elections. I did it because I read some of the pages. Project 2025 had said exactly what he was going to do.
Mhm.
And y'all did not believe it. And now we're in a state to where I can't even watch the news anymore. I have to turn it off because of I have to protect my mental health. And I will tell my Black brothers and sisters, we are no longer slaves. We haven't been slaves since 1865. We are no longer slaves, and we need to get that slave mentality out of our minds
Mhm.
and realize we deserve just as much as our white counterparts and everybody else. I'm sorry, my baby is turning
It's,
my cord. Get out the way, boo boo. You're turning it out.
she want attention.
Yeah. And so this is so impaired. This man is only this white devil. I don't even speak his name.
Right.
This white devil is in this office 9 months, and already he's going to use every second of his power to destroy our Black race. It's time for you all to wake up. It's time for you all to pull your heads out the sand, and the sexism and just because it was a woman and all of these things, you need to stop it because we don't have nothing but each other.
Mhm.
We have been promised the 40 acres and a mule many years ago, hundreds of years ago, and they still ain't gave it to us. Demand your stuff, demand what you owe, demand what you deserve, and let's all get together because if we don't start voting and change this, we're going to be the next one that ICE pick up.
Right.
And I heard they've been pulling a couple of them in there.
Mhm.
But I promise you this, if ICE come at me, that's going to be my last breath because I'm about to die. Because I promise you, I'm fighting for my life,
Right.
and you're not going to take it. So I do ask my brothers and sisters, come out that slave mentality, and it's time to start claiming what we deserve and what's ours. And if you haven't read 2025,
Read it.
Project 2025, oh baby, he has done about 12 of them already
Mhm.
within 9 months. And that's all I have to say on that.
Erica, what is your purpose in life?
Uh, my purpose in life is to help others and make a difference in someone else's life for a better life. That's my purpose in life.
Okay. Um, when you look back from the time you were put into foster care until about to be 60, y'all. Look at her. Look at her. Is there
No makeup.
anything
No
that you
makeup.
regret? No makeup.
Just lashes, eyebrows, and lipstick. That's all you need.
Yeah. But is there anything from then to now that you would redo? Any regrets? Anything you wish you would
um,
have done? I know we talked about the one thing with the
yeah,
stunt and stuff, but is
I
there
think
anything else?
I think what I no, because I had to go through that for me to become the woman that I am now. And so it was meant for me to go through all of that craziness and all of that pain and all of that hurt and all of that uh, abuse to make me so resilient and so strong and aware and determined to live my life to the fullest now. Yeah.
No explanation, no definition, but define your whole life in one word. What would that word be?
Lifing.
Life. Okay.
I'm life. Can I
Okay.
say something real quick? And I just noticed because it's just been
Yeah.
me and you.
Yeah.
Where's my window at?
Window. I don't know.
Okay, I
Window.
gotta find
He
it.
did mention he did get it. He just got home. He did put it in the group chat that we have that he just got home. But listen,
Yeah, but I'm
I'm
life and
glad. I'm happy for what it was.
I'm life and I'm going to be
Get
life
let
and
him
until I
hold it
leave
though.
this
You
earth.
make sure you let him hold it.
Oh
Um,
yes.
um, I knew that this was going to be a great conversation just because of what I see you post. Um, Before I ask the last two, is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything that you want to say? Anything that we may not have touched on? Any other names you wanna recognize or you wanna say before we?
Well, you know what I'm going to put on the spotlight.
Okay.
And I want my brothers and sisters to so I'm a housing manager and I've been doing this work now going on about 15, 16 years now. And um I strive and I advocate for my brothers and sisters who are homeless and have gone through mental health and domestic violence. Uh, and when I say domestic violence, that's sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. That's the definition of domestic violence to me. And it's our Black race that has the highest rates of that.
Right.
We also have the highest rates of uh, uh, disease and uh, HIV and STDs and all of that, and has always had the highest percentage rates of that. And I work every day as far as with my homeless generation and community to do my best to find them safe, clean housing and affordable housing at that. And I just want to put out there, my Black brothers and sisters, sometimes we're so busy living our lives and trying to survive, we don't see our other brothers and sisters. And so I just want to put it out there to sometimes take a little moment and see our other brothers and sisters,
Mhm.
see what's going on with them, and let's love on each other. Um, I want us to be selfish. I want us to be selfish and just love on each other.
Mhm.
Us Black brothers and sisters, let's just be selfish and love on each other and care for each other because we have lost that. And these other people, except for God, these other, you know, individuals, they don't love us. They don't care about us. They don't care. And they're constantly walking past us and walking over us. And it's time for us to stop that. And the only way we can stop that is loving and upholding and taking care of each other. We have to do that.
Mhm.
It's so important. Believe me, I can speak on that because like I said, I'm honest about my age. I'm about to be 60. I've walked through those trenches and I see how, my ancestors before me went through all of that. And here we are today and going through the same scenarios. And
Mhm.
we have to stop fighting each other. We have to stop killing each other. We have to stop putting each other down. We have to stop judging each other.
Mhm.
I work every day now uh, as when I walk out of my door, I do my best to make sure I don't judge nobody.
Mhm.
I don't uh, make any type of comments towards somebody by the way they look or how they're dressed. Because sometimes, and I'm human, sometimes I be wanting to say, "What the hell was you?" But I can't, and I catch myself because that little bit makes it this.
Mhm.
And so it's time for us to buckle down and love each other and care for each other and protect each other and be selfish.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I'm being selfish till I take my last breath. I ain't talking about nothing but black.
Mhm.
And if you have a problem with that, then you're the cause.
Let me say this to you, and I just want you to hear me out this next few minutes. You have given us 2 hours and 15 minutes of great conversation. And I don't want to get emotional, but you're the reason why we do these type of conversations. Whether you felt like you were unsung, whether you felt like you were not giving your just due, I want to be the one to tell you that we see you. I see you. We hear you, Erica. I know that you felt at one point in time that you were never loved. If I am not the one to tell you that I love you, I know that there are people in the comments that do love you. Marcos, Flame. Soon as I posted your flyer, Flame came in my inbox. She do it. Girl, it's gonna be good. Girl, I love me with some Erica. I love it. So I just want you to feel loved by the ones that love you. You may have went through your issue from childhood and that put you in a space. You may have went through your issue over there with Continental and that put you in a space. But understand that we need you, and I'm grateful that you accepted. Now I know it took you a minute to come on. That's my fault. But I'm glad that we were able to get you on because you're the reason why these conversations are needed to be had. You know, so many people have come on, and I'm gonna say this, have come on and have straight lied and did for the masses to want to keep in the space. But you were raw, you were authentic, you were yourself, you were transparent. I appreciate you for that. We would run in, we have passed each other in Atlanta, but we actually didn't meet until Continental of last year. And I ran up to you and I said, "Oh, and you're the reason why, if I ever choose to go up there, why I choose, because you set that standard for a brown girl to go. I hate that you were ever treated that way, but know that we do love you and we see you and we thank you for standing in the gap. No matter how that man may have treated you or that system may have treated you, you stood in the gap for a girl like me and for Chevelle and for Angelica, for Cheyenne to come behind you. So thank you so much for this conversation. I know we couldn't get your whole life in no 2 or 3 hours, but the 2 hours and 16 minutes now that you were on here, I learned so much about you. Much already respected you, but the love and respect has heightened. And if anything I can do for you, whether it's girls just a conversation, and I hope I can do the same, call you, talk, whatever, know that you have my number, you have my inbox, whatever. I appreciate you for who you are, what you are, and you are definitely loved. Absolutely.
Thank you, my sister, and I appreciate that. You have my number,
Yes.
when I sent it to you, and I told you call me for anything.
Yes.
I didn't say call me for when you need me or if you need me. Call me for anything, and I do that with everybody. And
Okay.
I always and I will leave it. Uh, you always tell everybody leave a little gold nugget, and I
Yes,
have a little
please.
gold nugget. And mine's is if no one told you today that they love you,
Mhm.
I love you.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Where can they see you? You have another show coming up in Chicago soon? What's up?
Okay. So
We'll do a recap after she leaves, y'all. But
my
I want
girl
her to plug.
Erica Jarvis, if you go on her page, she is having a show coming up. And I don't want to mess it up and say it wrong.
Mhm.
But it's going to be myself. It's going to be this young lady who does Whitney Houston, off the change with Whitney Houston, and some other, and Erica who also does Minnie Rippleton, and it's a
Mhm.
whole thing that she's doing. It's called the Dandy something. and you know, and I'm going to be doing Jill Scott, and Gordon Gordon Fox Lamore uh, uh, has hired booked me to perform at his birthday party in California in January. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. And of course, whenever my brother Tim needs me,
You're
uh,
there.
I'm there for him because he's not going to have me at a space where I'm not going to be appreciated. He's not going to have me at a space to where I'm not going to be treated the way I'm supposed to be treated.
Right.
The reason why I don't take on a lot of bookings because, baby, you're not going to offer me no $100 or no $25 or $75 and think you about to book me, honey.
Right.
I ain't gonna be able to do it. So
Right.
no.
Understandable, and you deserve that. Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this date. It was remarkable. You make sure you let Wendell hold it.
I am because I want to
But
speak to
I'm
him.
glad. I am glad that we were able to have girl time. So I'm grateful for that.
I am, and I want to do. I want to send another shout out because I was going to be speaking names all through the
Yeah.
thing.
Go ahead.
I want to send a shout out to I speak your name icon, Trent Simmons, the makeup artist to the stars.
Yes.
Because baby, the night that I performed at the Stars of the Century after I won Renaissance, that damn Trent has stamped my face.
Okay.
No, I just want
He
to put
had
that
took
out
you
there.
through there. He had took you through there, sis. Yeah. He does that a lot.
Oh my God, he is an amazing makeup artist, and I want to
Yes.
make sure I got his name in there too. But I just
Okay.
I got everybody in there that I was going to get in there, but I
Mhm.
just want to make sure I got Trent Simmons.
Okay.
Oh my God, love you,
Well,
Trent. But yes, I
he
speak your name.
watches, so I'm sure he'll see it. Okay.
I speak your
Well,
name,
again,
Trent.
thank you for everything, and you and the baby, because the baby want attention. So please go
Oh,
get the baby.
she's trying to go outside in the back and use the bathroom. She'll be
Oh,
all
okay.
right.
Okay. All right, sis. Well, we love you, and we will talk soon. Thank you
And
so much.
cheers.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye
Cheers.
bye.
Wow. Okay. I am blown away by that conversation from Erica. I know you all are too. So someone asked, will it replay? It'll stay up for 30 days on Facebook, and then it'll stay up on YouTube, my YouTube channel, forever. So it's connected. So you can go to YouTube and watch it if you missed anything. That was a great 2 hours and 20 minutes. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is why we do this for stories like Erica, who may have not necessarily been told the right way or the misconceptions and all of that. So yeah, I don't know where my co-host is or was. However, anyway, so we are starting into the final 40 on next week. We're going to do double headers next week. I think we're going to do double headers for the rest of the month and get those 40 rolling. And then we'll be out of here to be the end of Let's Chat with Wendell and Trinity Black. Thank you, Marcos. And so we appreciate all of you. This made 60. I think it made 60, but it could have been more, but we're going to just say 60. And we'll count for that next week. We do have a doubleheader Monday as well as Tuesday, 2 meals. And so, like again, if you still don't share it, we want Erica's story to be told, not for the mess or anything, but just because she deserves that. She's a jewel and we have to protect them. Other than that, if you are in Dallas on Thursday and you are at Miss USA at Large, please come and say hello to the People's National Grand Madam. I will be there representing my system. Hey, Antonio, I didn't know you were on. I would have brought your name up. Another Chicagoan legend. We've had Mr. Antonio on. He was one of the few males outside of entertainment that has came on and spoke to us. Great interview. It is on it's on YouTube. Yeah, so if you're in Dallas, make sure you come and see me. Let's take a picture. And if you're in St. Louis on Sunday at Cosmopolitan, go out and support Leo as well as Essence. I will see you all next Monday, the 12th, the 13th. And then we will see you on Tuesday. I love you all for free and have a good night. Bye.